Hey, it's Lockie with a review of the Korua Shapes Transition Finder Plus. In this video, I'll also be comparing it to the regular Tranny Finder, which I've spent quite a lot of time riding. There are two basic level of boards that Korua make, the standard white ones with the red bases, which roughly have a similar construction but different shapes, and then the Plus versions, which have black top sheets and black bases. The Plus versions are lighter, faster, and a lot more expensive. I rode the Transition Finder Plus in Whistler, and over a few days was able to get some good condition groomers as well as some powder. I rode this with my old Burton Cartel bindings, which are the equivalent of the new Cartel X, and size 9.5 Vans infused boots. I'm 6 foot tall and weigh about 155 pounds or 70 kilos. I change stances and angles all the time on the Korua boards that I ride, but I tried to copy a few of the regular setups from my Tranny Finder to get a good comparison between the two. The Transition Finder Plus only comes in a 157, which worked out well for me because that's the same size as my regular Transition Finder. The regular board, it's still a lot for me. It's very capable. It was my go-to board when I'd be riding through new terrain in the Alpine. I liked it because I could count on it to hold a good edge, it was stiff enough to power through chopped up snow, and it floats without an issue, and it was very stable. Because of that, I was thinking that the Plus was going to be a bit too much board for me. It has a faster base material, a lighter core, and a different top sheet with a slightly stiffer flex. It still has the same float camber profile, which is regular camber for most of the board, with rocker on the nose. The first thing I noticed about the board, it is noticeably lighter. Even just holding it, it feels like an expensive board. Everything that I felt on my regular Transition Finder still applies to the Plus. Turns are smooth and easy to start, and the edge hold is strong throughout the whole turn. It feels very solid under your feet. Like all the boards I test, I'd freshly waxed it before I rode it. On both groomers and in powder, it felt like it accelerated pretty fast, and small mistakes in turns didn't seem to slow it down much at all. It would quickly get back up to speed. Technically this is a stiffer board, but I'd say that it's only just a tiny bit stiffer than the regular version. At the start I was thinking you might need to be a heavier rider to make this board work well, but it definitely isn't a crazy stiff flex you have to work for. The pop is great, like I expected. The tail is definitely stiff enough to push back hard, even if you're a heavier rider. I wouldn't say that my regular Transition Finder has much chatter at all when riding fast, but the Plus had noticeably less. It felt quite damp and in control at all times. I'm not sure if it would be the core mainly helping that, but it was a noticeable change. Both versions are easy choices for me, for a board that's fun on groomers, floats easily, stable at speed, and holds a good edge. I think the shape is a good mix, especially if you haven't had a Korua before, because you can still ride it in your regular size and expect good performance everywhere. The Plus version is faster, lighter, and a touch more solid feeling. It isn't a mega step up in stiffness that will need a lot of work to get the most out of it, but like the regular one, you can push it very far before you find the limits of the board. For most riders, I think you get away with the regular, but if the money doesn't bother you, the lighter and faster option does make things a bit better. If you're looking for any snowboarding gear, search for it on snowboardrobot.com/search. Find out if anywhere has it on sale. And if you have any questions about the Transition Finder Plus, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.